Hello, everyone. Welcome to my channel. I hope you guys are having a good afternoon. Today, we are talking about pretty girl privilege today. And I was supposed to be on earlier, but I was stuck in a business call. And it kind of set me back to the original time that I was supposed to go live. So I apologize for that. But that call was really important, and I really needed to take that call. So I apologize for that, for the inconvenience. But I would like to talk about pretty girl privilege because that's been circling around lately, and I needed to talk about this because people think that, being pretty is, you know, a good thing because they get all the benefits and reap the rewards of, the men that give them the attention, which is true, is very true, because when you're very pretty, a man will like do anything to, for you to gravitate towards him, or to, give, or to, like, pay for, for you to go on a first class flight, you know to, whatever country he wants to take you to. But there is a downside to being a pretty girl, and this is not, and people are not talking about this. It's kind of being overlooked in the pretty girl, community. And I'm going to talk about it because it needs to be said. Not every pretty girl is going to get the guy. Every guy has his own perspective of what a woman should look like. Every guy has his own perspective on what a girl should be. Because in society is pushing, pretty women in the media, and, glamorizing a woman's beauty and, her body type, over the average women, that which is average woman is basically like 95% of the population. And a lot of people fall into this of the pretty girl, privilege, because a lot of guys, tend to go after the girls that are very, very beautiful. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like I said, guys, have different taste in women. However, it's not every man's gonna find the same girl attractive. There's guys that like women that are average. And let's take me for example. I am not afraid to admit that I am an average looking woman without my makeup, because if I don't have my makeup on, I look average. I look like every woman. Hey, dead account. I look like every other woman that's walking around here with their face naked and nothing on. But let me tell you guys something. I still get attention from men. I still get, you know, hollered at, or, or getting catcalled by men without my makeup. And this has been going on ever since high school, because in high school, hi lonely, in high school, like I never wore makeup in high school. I was like always like the plain Jane, in the classroom. There was a lot of girls that were plain Janes, in that school. You have a few, you know, hey Miss Elite, how you doing? Yes, this is a great topic. But I I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I still were getting attention, and I wasn't wearing any makeup in high school. I never wore makeup in high school. I was still getting attention, whether it was the right attention or it was attention that I wasn't expecting. And I'm gonna get to that because this is very important to all women out there, whether you're pretty or not. Men are dogs. Okay, most men are dogs. Okay, they're hound dogs. They don't Men really do not care whether you're pretty or not. If they can get sex out of you, that's their main goal. However, as a high school student, I was sexually harassed by two males in my classroom, and they will, tease me because my titties were big. Okay, I always had big titties, and they would catcall me. They will always, you know, tease me about my breast size, and that made me very uncomfortable. And I it's really disturbing how guys, think of women, but even as an average woman, I can still pull guys. I can still pull them with or without makeup. It all depends on the guy. And this is where I go back to, why pretty girl privilege is not all that glamorous because, yeah, pretty girls can get the men, but can they keep them? What kind of men are they attracting? Um, because the kind of attention that women want is not the attention that they are expecting to get. Because, yeah, it can be good at first, but in reality, it's going to lead to a lot of obsession. That's going to lead to men being obsessed with you and eventually stalking you, or and it turns into death threats or eventually killing you because you are a pretty girl, and they have this kind of obsession with you. Let me see. uh yeah, but and it's kind of creepy, and it's kind of dangerous at the same time because you don't know what kind of people you are going to attract, or what kind of man you're going to attract, because there are certain men that that don't have it all in their head, and they're very mentally ill. So as pretty girls is not all that glamorous. And make another point, there is also girls who gravitate to you as well, that is that want to be you at first, but then these girls also get an obsession because not only that they want to be you, they are jealous of you because you're getting all these attention from guys, and 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 how they think that they're not getting attention, they're going. to get very jealous, and they're going to have some kind of, you know, something against you because you are a pretty girl, and they cannot pull the guys that you can. So you got to watch out for females as well, because females are, we can get vicious when it comes to guys. Like, like like most female priorities are not straight when it comes to guys, but there are girls out there, especially when they are in high school. It can get very vicious because girls, we are worse than guys. We can actually, girls mostly follow by their threats more than guys do. And this is the truth. Guys, they will yeah, guys will threaten you and go by it, but women, as women, we follow through with it. And that's one of the scary part. You gotta watch who your friends are. Don't get too close to people. So true. It's so true. I had to restrain on one ex friend. She was obsessed with me and comparing me to her and strangers. If you were my friend, you would do that. Yeah, exactly. I had the same thing happen to me where, I was attracting, men, whether as, my friend, had a hard time, and it led to jealousy, and, and I had to let that person go because I couldn't deal with that. How, however, it's kind of scary how, in society, is today, because in Hollywood, because when the more prettier you are, the more success you get, and it gets very creepy because in Hollywood you have a lot of pedophiles, and these pedophiles want access to the most pretty women, and this is why you got a lot of rapists in the Hollywood industry, because in order for this pretty woman to get this role, she has to sleep with them. And trust me, no woman wants to sleep with a man that they don't know. It's kind of scary and it's kind of creepy, how society thinks of pretty women. And not only that, people reap the benefits off of pretty women. If you were a successful woman, and especially when you're very beautiful, people are going to want a piece of that. They want to use you for your resources. And they're going to do that by draining the life out of you and trying to get everything out of you as possible. You guys, when it comes to pretty women, you know, you have to look out for that because there are people that want to use you, i.e., Britney Spears and Janet Jackson when it came to Justin Timberlake. Because Justin Timberlake made a confession about him and Britney's relationship, and that he was the one. No, that he was not the one that broke it off with her. However, it goes, but he used Britney and Janet Jackson to climb the ladder in the entertainment industry, and it ruined both of their careers because he painted Britney Spears as a cheater, and he left. What Okay, so what happened at the Super Bowl with him and Janet Jackson? He he was the one that exposed her titty on national TV and did not do anything to apologize, and took fault for that, and left Janet Jackson doing all the apologizing, and she was just a guest on the Super Bowl. That was his guest. He should have took responsibility in saying, I apologize that, and this wasn't a part of the program. I take full responsibility. I'm the one who, ripped Janet and exposed her to like millions. of fans out there. He did not do that. And this is why, you gotta watch out for people like that because he did not apologize till, I think recently he made an apologize. He apologized for his behavior towards Britney and Janet Jackson. Whether it was sincere, I don't know. But what happened to these women's career? They had a hard time making a comeback, especially with Janet Jackson. She was blackballed for nearly a decade because of Justin Timberlake and his neglection and taking responsibility for his action what happened in the 2004 Super Bowl. And we got to watch out, ladies and gentlemen, especially like gentlemen. There are cute guys out there too that have that pretty boy privilege because it is a thing because you have girls chasing after you because you are sexy, you're fine, you built, and all that stuff. But it is not as equally as bad as a woman who has to go through the stalking and the harassment from men. Yes, guys would yes, guys would, you know, get the same thing, but it's usually from men who are jealous of these men that, are good looking. However, it is, like I said, it is not as bad as what women go through. And there's nothing wrong with, a woman being pretty and sexy and being herself. There's nothing wrong with that. However, there are consequences in being a pretty looking woman because it's like you said, it's like people say, it's like there are a lot of consequences behind a woman that is pretty. Let's say, for example, somebody gave an example of, I'm trying to think, was it Corinne Allure when she made an example of Hollywood women and their being pretty, there was a price to that. And she gave an example of Marilyn Monroe and Dorothy Dandridge, which were the most popular actresses in their time, especially Marilyn Monroe, because Dorothy Dandridge at that time she had a hard time picking up roles. However, both of these women face sexual harassment in the industry because they were pretty women. And there was a price to pay for that for them being pretty. Yes, they, got all the attention, they get all the guys, it's a glamorous life, but there was a price to pay for all that, for them being pretty. A lot of producers wanted to sleep with them, to get roles, and it was just terrible. They had a tragic life. I want to, both of them did. They both committed suicide allegedly. Committed suicide allegedly. And they both were pretty women. Both of them were. But they both died because, Hollywood saw them as this sex symbol. Hey, Mr. Money AD. They saw them as a sex symbol, and most women cannot take that in the Hollywood industry because as a woman, we cannot take, you know, all that pressure when it comes for a woman being pretty. We have to look out for that because there's a lot of predators out there that prey on women, especially when they're pretty. There was this one video I saw yesterday, and I mentioned that on my last night's video, where this overweight black woman was crying on on the internet on live because she was not seeking attention from the guys that she wants versus her friends getting the attention because these girls are pretty. And she was talking about pretty privilege and how she wanted to get the same attention, but the attention that she was getting was not the attention that she wanted. They were calling her all kinds of names, like they called her ugly, they called her, a pit bull, names like that, you name it. However, I'm gonna say this. She does not want that kind of attention. I would not even cry for it. I would not even beg for it. She does not want that kind of attention because it comes with a price. It comes with a lot of obsession. It comes with a lot of stalking, and it and it's just creepy shit that comes with a girl being so pretty, and it doesn't make sense at all. Like how you know why do women, especially average looking women, cry over not being pretty? Okay, so you're not pretty, so what? So what? These women that you claim to glamorize so much, they are putting on makeup to look pretty so that they can attract more men. They're not, they're not magically, look like that. They're putting on makeup because they know that this attracts men and it would attract certain opportunities that will come their way. However, like I said, these opportunities come with a price, and these prices is not what a pretty girl would actually want. Is there's something, and I wouldn't even cry over shit like that because it's not even worth it. It's not worth it, and pretty women often get killed by their stalker. What was that girl's name? She was very young when she died. I think she was 22, and a guy, high angel charm, and a guy ended up putting a bullet in her head because he was so obsessed with her. He was like, he ended up shooting himself at the end. He ended up killing himself after he killed her. But, we always want to cry on how, men treat us when we're average looking. Look, not every guy likes the same look. That's just something that the media puts out there, and that there's certain guys that chase that look. And there's guys that like average looking women. There are guys that like average looking women. They don't have to do too much to themselves. They don't have to, it look pretty, to get a guy's attention, because trust me, when I'm average looking and I don't have my makeup on, I can still get guys to run over to me. So this whole pretty privilege thing is, to me, is really not a thing, because every woman, because I've seen it in real life. I seen average looking women with cute men, or average looking women with average looking men. It is not hard for a woman to track. I agree, the media pushes certain looks. Yeah, exactly. They do. They sure do. It's oh, guys, my phone's ringing. Give me a sec. Okay, it's been taken care of. But it, like, we got to stop obsessing over looks. It really doesn't matter whether you have makeup on or not. You could be the prettiest girl in the mall, and you could wear like the best outfits, your nails is done, you're well groomed. not every man is going to gravitate towards you because you're a pretty woman. Men, we have to understand, men have different tastes in women and what they're like in women. Like the cute guy, for instance, he's not gonna go after the pretty woman. He might like Stacy, the girl with the big glasses and her clothes are all shoveled up and her hair a mess. He might be into that. Most men don't like the same thing. It all depends. And we got to take that into consideration when we're going into the dating market, because I can put all the makeup on all I want. My hair could be looking flawless. My nails can be looking the bomb. I can be wearing the most beautiful dress out there, but I can be overlooked because I'm not the kind of girl that this man that I'm attracting towards this man. He's probably looking for a girl that is probably toned down a little, and that's okay. That's okay. Like as average women, we're probably gonna have to work a little harder to get the privileges that we want. Like I suggest you guys subscribe to Nima Speaks. She has a high performance channel. She can teach average women how to get what they want without, trying to look like a pretty person. Like that spoiled video that she wants. You guys, when it comes to attracting a certain man and you want that privilege, you have to act spoiled. And that's the truth. Because that can get you want from a certain man, because you know not every man is going to spoil you because they don't have the finances. Okay, so if you guys do want to attract a man with means, please, you gotta learn how to act spoiled. That's something that you have to know how to do as an average looking woman. And it's the truth, though. It is the truth. I cannot stress that out as much as it is, but average looking women do have to work harder than pretty girls, because pretty girls don't have to do anything. A pretty girl can be buying like makeup at the makeup counter, and the guy sees her and he's automatically attracted to her, and he'll pay for her makeup. That's just how it is. Guys do that. He will offer her to pay for her makeup because she is beautiful and she's gorgeous and she's attracting. Okay, that's just the way it is. He'll pay for her to go first class on a flight ticket, or take her to his favorite vacation spot, whether it's the Bahamas, whatever it is. Okay, because those girls have that privilege of being pretty, whereas the average girl, she might have to pay for her own flight or whatever. If he really likes her, it's whatever. But we really do. That's why setting standards is higher than looking pretty. You gotta have standards for yourself, because looking pretty is not the the only thing that can get a guy. Have standards for yourself, because just you looking pretty is not going to keep a man. It's really not. Because I seen it happen. I seen, my girlfriends, they'll be in a one relationship for like a couple months and then they're not with the guy anymore, because guys get bored real easy when a woman don't have to put in much. It is true. a guy don't have to put in much. And this is why it's always important to have a personality because, whether it's true or not, pretty girls, don't, sometimes don't have much of a personality. Whether more average looking girl has a personality, that's why having a personality always count because if you don't have a personality, the guy's gonna be like, oh, okay, well, she's pretty, but she is boring. Like, I don't like boring women. And he's gonna, move on like that because there's no personality in a pretty girl privilege. Yeah, a good personality can take you far these days. Exactly. You have to have a good personality when you're going on a date because that lets the person know whether or not you are for them. And a personality goes a long way. Just like Miss Elite, she has a great personality. Even though I don't know her like that, she has a I can tell she is a fun person that I want to consider, being my best friend because she's that one girl that, I can go party with and we can have a good time. That's, uh, that's, because she has a great personality. I would call her my best friend. But, you've been hearing like, see these celebrities being stalked because because you have these fans obsessed with them. Pretty with no personality will get you a one night stand, nothing long term. Exactly. Angel charm. Exactly. It's that's a temporarily thing. And I dated guys that, were cute, but if you don't have a personality and you're boring, I'm gonna move on quick. It's the truth because why would I want to hang around a guy that is boring, that doesn't go out much? He just stays home and read a book and and watches TV. Like, dude, there's things out there you can do. Like, I want to live my life. I want to travel. I want to do certain things. I can't stand boring people. Like, I used to be a boring person. And I got out of that because I got sick and tired of being a boring person. I was like, well, I want to do more with my life because you're only young for so long. You're only young for so long. And you want to, do, a lot of things before you die because, you only get one life. But back to, being pretty is, not a glamour. It's really not. It's really not. There's a lot of consequences behind being pretty, you know, and it goes back for me saying that, obsession, whether it's a man or a woman, you know, they can get obsessed to the point where stalking is a major, how can I say it? It's gonna be a major problem because they're gonna follow you to your house. They're gonna follow you, wherever you go to your grocery shopping. And it's gonna be a point where they're gonna try to get so close to you where it's gonna get worse. And as women, and I'm talking to average looking women, don't worry about being pretty. Worry about, focus on something else. Focus on getting an education. Focus on your work. Focus on being the best person that you can be because being pretty, I'm going to let you know it's not going to last long. It's really not going to last long because as women age, And age don't have nothing to do with this. I'll take that back because you can still look good, at 50. But still, if women don't take care of themselves or, you know, just age terribly because it's in their DNA, then they're not going to attract guys that they used to attract when they were in their youth. So I wouldn't even worry about that, let it all go, let it all fade, because we are gonna lose our special magic powers at some point. And that's why I'm not even, worry about, looking. Yes, I, wear makeup, from time to time, but I'm just, looking pretty is not all that, because looks are going to fade. It really is. So I'm going to end this live. I'm not going to be here for an hour. I just want to make this quick video. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.